my friends, I have a couple things going on today. Well, it's actually one big thing, but for a couple of different reasons. So today I am working on making some cards. And I had two objectives in mind. One objective was to make some cards for Liana of It's a Deal because she has a giveaway challenge going on. Then the other thing I wanted to do was bust this little paper pad that I have. I wanted to I wanted to use up the rest of the papers so it wasn't hanging around. So I figured I would do a little scrap busting. And along with that, I'm digging through my scraps that I have color coded in a file folder. And I'm going to use scraps. So we've got the paper pad and we've got the scraps, and we're going to make some cards for myself, but more importantly for Liana of It's a Deal. Recently, I made a journal using most of the pages from this paper pack. This is Maggie Holmes' Garden Party. And it measures like 5 across by 7 tall or something like that. Don't take me for that exactly, but it's something like that. It's kind of an off size. But it was great to work with because the journal that I made was smaller than usual. And then, of course, for card making, they're great. Now, Liana wanted the cards that we make for her to be a certain size, so that's why I'm trimming these so that they're not too big. While I'm cutting and folding these, I just want to say I hope you guys are doing good and give you just a little personal update. Got through Junk Journal July, really enjoyed it. It's quite a feat to put a video together every single day, and then I had joined a couple other collabs, and there was a few days when there was 2 videos. So it was a super, super busy month, but it was great fun also. So here we are in August. And we celebrated my daughter's birthday. She turned 22. So we had a couple of small celebrations for that. We got to see Brandon. You guys know I don't get to see him as much as I'd like to. So we got to spend a day with him. And then Nick came over from Miami and we got to spend a little time with him as well. We also went to Comic-Con, and I had never been. That was my first time. It's interesting. And we got to take Andrew, and he got to meet his favorite actor, Grant, don't know his last name. Anyway, he plays the Flash on TV, and that was a real highlight for Andrew. He was very, very excited for that. So it was great beginning to the month of August, and now I'm sort of just figuring out what I'm doing for the rest of the month. But I do have plans. One is I'll be working on a design team project for A Trace of Sparkle, and I've decided to combine one of her kits with a Barbie journal that I'm making. A few years ago, I had purchased a Barbie calendar because it's beautiful and it's not your typical Barbie. When you see it, you'll be like, ah, yeah. So it's more like a very sophisticated Barbie calendar with these beautiful sketches of her in these fashionable outfits. So I think you guys will really like that. I'm making it. It's going to be a slimline journal. Could be great for a travel journal. But at any rate, I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I'm combining it with Jennifer's papers from A Trace of Sparkle, and I think it's just a perfect combination. So keep your eyes open for that. Those videos should start popping up pretty soon. Also for this month, I am working on a project, a special order, a custom order, and I'm very, very excited about that. I've just started working on it, and that's going to be one of my main projects going on in August. So really looking forward to sinking deeply into that and enjoying the process of that. Another thing I want to mention to you guys real quick is I went ahead and signed up for Amazon affiliate links. If you guys want to support my channel, you can use those links and it won't cost you anything extra. But if you need to replenish any of your art supplies, you can do it through my description box, and that will really help my channel. All right, so I've been putting this card together, and hopefully you noticed that the black and white piece that I layered on top of the card, I tore the edge of that just to give it some interest and make it a little bit unique. And then I created this small tag that you could slide inside. So if this was a birthday card, you could write happy birthday and a special note. It's just a spot where you could be creative. If it's a thank you note, you could write the word thank you on it. I am inking up a ticket, and then I'm going to put that also on top as an additional embellishment. I've decided that I'm going to make a little paper cluster and put that underneath of the ticket. Here we have the finished card. I like the pocket. I like the cluster with the ticket hanging on top of it. I think this is very unique, and it was definitely a lot of fun to put together. On this next card, I want to include a tag. So I'm going to choose the one I think coordinates best with the brown paper, and I'm going with the green. The green has gold leaves, so I think that works really nicely together. I'm going to use this scrap of Maggie Holmes paper, and I'm going to use it as a horizontal belly band. We don't want the tag to slide out, so I'm going to use a scrap from the belly band, and I'm going to put it on the bottom as a tab, which will hold the tag in place. I'm going to punch a hole in the tag, and I'm going to add jute to it because it's a natural, it's just natural. It feels natural, it looks natural, all of that. And then I'm gonna you know how it's like, it's not tied, the jute's not tied, but they spin it. Well, I'm gonna unspin it so that it has a little bit of a fluffier look to it. I'm going to add another layer to the small belly band because it looks a little bit plain on its own. So I'm going to choose a piece of coordinating paper and put that on the belly band. And then I think I'll look through my stickers to see if I've got something to dress up this piece of paper, because that's really a plain piece of paper. I recently got this sticker pack from Hobby Lobby, and it says cottagecore on it, fairy tale cottagecore. And the aesthetic, like the colors, I think are really good. I think they'll match really nicely with this tag that I'm making, or I should say this card that I'm making. So I'm going to flip through that and see if I can find something that will coordinate. I found 3 stickers that I think should work well on here. Here's the finished tag. I really like it. I think it's very unique. I also like the interactive tag that can be used in the future by the recipient. Definitely enjoying this scrap busting. So I want to go ahead and get started on another one. I'm going to go with a little bit of a brighter palette for this one. So in the Maggie Holmes kit, there was this black and white paper, and I've got some scrap of this lemon. And you might remember, if you happen to have seen Junk Journal July, you might remember that I used these during that time to create a journal. And I think that this particular one is going to look really good with the white paper with the black polka dots on it. I'm going around it with my pink ink that, if you did see Junk Journal July, you know how much I love this pink ink. And I used it on many, many, many of the pages in the journal. I'm going to go ahead and get this layer glued on there, and then I'm going to decide where I'm going from there. I definitely want another layer on here, so I need to go through some of my scraps and see what I think will work nicely with it. I do like this pink one, but I feel like it's a little bit small to just put on there by itself. So I'm having a look at this one. It's white, it's got small roses. That's what the pattern is. They're very, very small flowers. And so I think I'll go ahead and ink that just to give the edges some definition. For now, I'm going to abandon that small pink, I don't know what we would call that anyway. It was this small, it's white on the inside but with pink on the outside. That's not going to fit on top of this little piece that I'm adding. So we're going to go in a little bit of a different direction. I have some new die cuts that I purchased, and I think because this card has some summer feels to it, I think a bee die cut would look nice on there. I'm going to add a splash of color. You can see that this has got pink and white and green, and I think that marries very nicely with the lemon paper. Here is this finished card. I think it came together really nicely. I like it a lot. I like that it's colorful. Something about it makes me really happy. I'm going to make two more. Actually, I'm making more than two more, but I'm going to share with you how I made two more. And then I'm going to show you all the cards that I made. This particular piece of scrapbook paper is super cute. It's got the small houses on it, but I don't think it's necessarily easy to work with. So I'm just trying some different things on for size just to figure out something that works. I end up abandoning all the papers that I tried on here, and I'm going to end up using tulle. That's what it is. It's tulle. I'm just going to use one white layer of tulle. I tried on the teal first here, but that didn't work for me. So I grabbed one just piece of white tulle, and it's very subtle. You can hardly see it on camera, but it gives the card some texture and some interest, and yet it's subtle. So I like it. So the tulle's going to go on first, and then the butterfly is going to go on, and then this card will be done. I added a little hot glue to the butterfly sticker just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Now I'm going around the edges with my scissors, and I'm cutting very, how do we want to call it, sort of messy cutting, because I don't want it to be straight. You know, the tool's very subtle, but I do want it to be interesting. Here is this card, and I like the way it turned out. We've got one more to make. This one's going to be super easy too. I decided to grab some of that blue, what do we call it? Cotton, no, not cotton. Some sort of cloth. You guys know what I'm talking about. You know what it's called. Anyway, I can't think of it. But cheesecloth, there it is. Okay, I grabbed some sort of tealy blue cheesecloth, put it on there with my glue gun, added the bird sticker, put a little hot glue under that just to make sure it stays in place. And here it is. It's interesting and yet pretty. So now I'm going to show you all of the cards that I made. I feel really good about using up that paper pack and also using up a bunch of my scraps from when I was doing Junk Journal July. And I combined that with some of my new stickers that I have, and I'm very happy with the results. I have already sent Liana's package to her. The rest of them I will keep in my stash. I appreciate you guys coming over and hanging out with me. Thanks for watching. See you soon.